Hello everybody, this is Racer998, also known as David. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than most of my videos because the gameplay is going to have nothing to do with the commentary. This is just some GTA gameplay I got months ago in the background that I've been waiting to use for a commentary, and I just haven't had anything to commentate about until now. So you can watch the gameplay if you want. I forget what it is. I think it's a pretty big race, so it should be pretty interesting. But my commentary is going to be something completely different, as you can see by the video title. So this is something I've wanted to do for a while, where I go and see a movie and then I make kind of like a review about it. Not an official movie review. I'm not an actual like reviewer, I guess, but I just kind of want to give just my basic impression of the movie, a little bit of a summary, and kind of my thoughts on it and everything like that. So I figured I'd start with the movie that I've seen most recently, which is the new Disney movie Moana. So if you guys don't know what Moana is, it's basically like she's a new Disney princess. Well, she's actually technically not a princess, but we're just going to say she's basically like a new Disney princess, but she's a Pacific Islander. So this is really cool because it's something that Disney's never done before. They've never focused on Pacific Islanders outside of Lilo and Stitch in Hawaii, which I don't know if that really counts. I guess it kind of does. But this movie goes a lot more into depth in their way of life, which I thought was really, really cool. Actually, a good buddy of mine in the military, he's actually in the Army. He's from a Pacific island in Micronesia, and all the stories he's told me about growing up and all the things they do and how it is there and what the island looks like and everything, it was basically identical to this movie. So that was really, really cool to see how accurate Disney got it. I thought that was really awesome. So the story follows this girl named Moana. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be giving away spoilers in this video. I'm going to kind of give a summary of the movie and then kind of like talk about my thoughts. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want me to ruin the end, I suggest you just stop watching the video now and maybe come back after you see the movie, because I'm going to probably give away some major parts, so I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But the movie Moana follows this girl who, from a very young age, she's like obsessed with the stories of like sea monsters, and you know how there's this demigod named Maui that stole the heart of one of the islands, and basically that heart has the power to like create new islands and bring all this awesome stuff, but at the same time it released this great darkness that was like taking over the world, and like island by island it's infesting everything. And so she's being told this story as a little kid, and all the other kids are kind of scared of the story, but she's like, you know, wide-eyed and watching it and like really, really into it. And so she's the daughter of the chief, so her job pretty much growing up is to learn how to be the next chief by basically by like, you know, going around the village every day and doing like daily things and problem solving for everybody and maintaining good leadership and making sure that the village stays safe and everything like that. But instead, her whole life, all she wants to do is go explore out in the sea. This movie actually kind of reminded me of Little Mermaid, except the other way around. In Little Mermaid, I'm sure most of you have seen that, she lives under the sea, and her dad wants her to like be, you know, the princess and you know, attend balls and all that stuff. And all she wants to do is go exploring and go up to the surface. And you know, she hates the water, she's tired of it, and that's kind of how Moana is. She doesn't want to do all this crap about being the chief's daughter. She wishes she had a choice, and she'd rather go exploring and go beyond the reef, is what she keeps saying, because the island's surrounded by this barrier reef, and they never go past it. They always stay within the reef to fish, because that's where all the fish are, in the shallow water. But she knows there's an entire world, an entire ocean out past the reef, so she always wants to adventure. So I thought that was kind of cool. She's kind of like the complete same, but also the opposite of Little Mermaid. But yeah, she's not very good at being, you know, the future chief, because she's always just trying to run to the water. And there's this funny montage of her constantly running towards the waves, and her dad keeps like, you know, popping out of nowhere and stopping her, and that's like always their constant struggle. She always wants to go explore, and he always wants her to be to have some you know, to fall in line and do what she's supposed to do. But long story short, she does end up going beyond the reef, and her boat gets completely destroyed, and she realizes like, damn, Dad was right this whole time. Like, there's nothing out here good for me or whatever. And her dad's mom, so her grandmom, is actually kind of funny because she's like the instigator for everything. She's the complete opposite of the dad. She's like all at one with the ocean and stuff, and she tells Moana, she's like, look, like, I know that you're the chief's daughter, but you got to do what you want to do, which I thought was pretty awesome that she had this character to look up to. And she was like, you got to do what you want to do. If the ocean is calling you, go to the ocean. And Moana's like, I tried, but I got jacked up when I went out there. My boat got fucking destroyed. And so then her grandma shows her there's actually this secret cavern that is filled with these big ass boats, like boats that are able to go beyond the reef and like endure the ocean and not get destroyed and stuff. And she learns this whole story about how her people are actually from a long line of like kind of like sea nomads, like people that travel from island to island. They're not supposed to be stuck in one place like they are now, but they are because of the darkness. There's all these sea monsters and stuff, so everyone keeps getting killed when they try to journey out by boat. So yeah, she finds out like I'm actually destined to be on the ocean, and I've got these big boats that can do it now. So she goes out because she's looking for Maui, who's the demigod, savior of the sea or whatever, because he has the heart to the ocean. Oh, because they were noticing there was some of the darkness and corruption that I talked about earlier was actually coming to their island. Like their coconuts were getting filled with all this black crap, and their coral was dying, and the leaves were dying, and pretty much their whole island was threatening to get destroyed. So without telling her father, she kind of just goes out on a secret mission to go find Maui to try to restore the heart to her island to save it. And at the same time, she gets to adventure through the ocean. So she finds Maui, who is voiced by The Rock. And actually, I thought it was really funny because I didn't know The Rock could sing, but apparently he can, because Maui sings quite a bit in the movie. So that was pretty awesome. But she finds Maui, and he doesn't want to bring the heart back because he's like, hey, get that thing away from me. Because before, when he had the heart, this I forget the name, but the giant like lava monster, the darkness, attacked him because he had the heart with him. So he pretty much says like, I want nothing to do with this, get that thing away from me. And he refuses to help her. But they journey across the ocean, and they go through a bunch of different situations together, and they survive it, and they become pretty good friends. And in the end, he decides that he's going to help her. So they're trying to get the heart back to the mother island, it's called, to restore it to the mother island where it was taken from. But the big ass lava monster is actually in the way. So they have to find a way around the lava monster or try to fight it and beat it. But they can't. It's just too strong. It destroys Maui's fishhook. He's got like this magical fishhook that he uses. That's how he gets his powers. But this big lava monster destroys the fishhook. So he's pretty much useless. So it's up to Moana, just a normal mortal human girl, to try to save the day. So she finally makes it past the lava monster with Maui's help, and she goes to restore the heart to the island, and the island is missing. And then she looks over at the big-ass angry lava monster. Hey, sorry guys, I had to take a phone call in the middle of my commentary, but that happens. But anyway, so Moana looks over at the big-ass angry lava monster, and she realizes, like, oh shit, this is the same person. So she realizes that the mother island or whatever, she's kind of like a big mother nature, actually is the angry lava monster. But because she got the heart taken, she's all angry and stuff. So she holds up the heart, which is this little green stone, and the lava monster starts running over to her like full speed. And then, it gets up next to her, and she's singing like this like really relaxing song to her. And she ends up restoring the heart, and it turns out that the lava monster is actually this big hot ass green woman. And she lays down and like turns into the island, and like balance is restored everywhere, and like flowers shoot out, and it's a pretty awesome ending. And then Moana becomes like the new chief, or like the new chief, like second in charge chief, and she starts journeying with her people on the boats like they were always meant to do, which was pretty awesome. So overall, this movie, I would highly recommend it. I know that I probably just gave away the whole movie, but it's still really good to see for yourself because I gave a very brief summary. but the animation in this movie is just, that alone makes it for me. Like the story, I think the story is pretty good. I think the characters are really good too. The singing is pretty good. Everything about it's a pretty good movie, but it's not like the best. I mean, there's definitely a lot of Disney movies that I think are a lot better, but the animation alone really, really sells this movie for me because it is just beautiful. It's like, I mean, already it's like a, island paradise, but just the way that they animate it, it is awesome. Like, this is a really, really, really good movie. And even if you don't enjoy the movie that much, the animation alone, like, sells it, I think. Because I thought it was just a beautiful movie, and I really, really liked it. But yeah, I would recommend you guys go see it. I know this wasn't really a review, it was more of a summary, but this is my first time doing something like this, so I'm going to have to, try to get better at it to actually review things rather than just summarize them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am going to end the commentary here and just play the gameplay for the remaining, minute or however long it is. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, bye.